The same compound found in every aspirin tablet in your medicine cabinet is dripping out of a tree branch in your backyard right now, completely free. And the plant industry has spent decades hoping you never make that connection. Somewhere near you, growing wild or planted as an ordinary shade tree, sits a source of one of the most powerful stress recovery compounds in the plant kingdom. And instead of teaching you to use it, garden centers sell you synthetic rooting hormone in tiny bottles for $15 to $30. Powders and gels containing lab-manufactured versions of a molecule you could extract from a single fallen branch. Picture the exact moment you've lived through, more times than you'd like to admit, staring at a plant that was thriving just days ago, now drooping, leaves curling inward, stems losing that firm, upright posture, and that sinking feeling in your stomach as you frantically water it, move it out of direct sun, maybe even talk to it, hoping sheer effort alone will bring it back before it's too late. You've probably lost plants this way before, watched cuttings fail to root, watched transplants go into shock and never fully recover, watched seedlings wilt within hours of being moved outside, and each time it happened, you likely blamed yourself, your watering schedule, your soil, anything except the actual missing piece, which is that your plant's roots were never given the biochemical signal they needed to kick into recovery mode fast enough. This is not a personal failure. It is the predictable result of an industry that profits enormously from you never realizing that the exact hormone compounds inside expensive rooting products already exist, freely and abundantly, inside common trees most people walk past every single day without a second thought. Today, we're handing you the outcome that industry hopes you never discover, reviving wilted, stressed, and newly transplanted plants using a completely free liquid extracted from tree branches, activating the same biological pathways that $15 rooting hormone bottles claim to unlock through synthetic chemistry. The corporate enemy here is the rooting hormone and plant stress recovery product industry, a market built substantially on isolating and synthesizing auxin compounds, primarily indolebutyric acid, then packaging them into powders, gels, and liquid concentrates sold at a dramatic markup compared to what it costs to simply steep the right kind of tree bark in water. These companies are not lying about the science. Synthetic auxins genuinely do stimulate root development, and that part of their marketing is true. What they conveniently leave out is that certain trees, most notably willow, naturally produce and release these exact compounds in concentrations high enough to extract at home using nothing but water and time, a fact documented in agricultural and horticultural research for decades, yet almost never mentioned on the packaging of the product competing directly against it. This isn't some obscure internet myth either. The medicinal use of willow bark stretches back thousands of years, with ancient Sumerian clay tablets referencing willow for pain relief, and Egyptian medical papyri describing similar applications. Hippocrates, the father of Western medicine, documented willow bark and leaves being used to reduce fever and pain roughly 2,400 years ago, describing effects that we now understand came from salicin, the compound willow bark contains in abundance, which the body metabolizes into salicylic acid. Indigenous peoples across North America independently discovered and relied on willow bark for centuries as well, chewing it or brewing it into teas for pain and inflammation, passing that knowledge down through generations long before any European settler arrived with formal medical training. This knowledge didn't disappear because it was disproven. It became so validated that pharmaceutical chemists in the late 1800s isolated and refined salicin's active compound into what eventually became aspirin, one of the most widely used medications in human history, derived directly from a molecule sitting inside common willow trees. So here's the part almost nobody connects. The same salicylic acid pathway that gave us aspirin for human pain and inflammation also functions as a genuine stress-signaling hormone inside plants, and willow trees additionally produce indolebutyric acid, the exact rooting compound synthesized artificially and sold in commercial rooting products today. When you understand that a multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical breakthrough and a multi-million-dollar gardening product industry both trace back to compounds a willow tree produces naturally and abundantly, you start to see clearly why this information stayed confined to hobbyist gardening forums and old-world folk knowledge instead of mainstream horticultural education, because there's no packaging to sell, no patent to protect, and no recurring purchase to generate when the active ingredient is a free tree branch. Now let's talk about what's actually happening biologically when a plant wilts, because understanding this transforms willow water from a vague folk remedy into something you can explain with total scientific confidence. Wilting occurs when a plant's cells lose internal water pressure, called turgor pressure, either because roots can't absorb water fast enough to keep up with loss through the leaves, or because root systems are damaged, underdeveloped, or in shock from recent transplanting. Salicylic acid functions as a stress hormone inside plant tissue, triggering a cascade of protective and recovery responses, including adjustments to how the plant manages water loss through its stomata, the microscopic pores on leaf surfaces that open and close to regulate transpiration. Indolebutyric acid, meanwhile, works on an entirely different but complementary pathway, directly stimulating cell elongation and division specifically in root tissue, which is why it's the primary active ingredient in nearly every commercial rooting hormone product on the market. When you water a stressed or newly transplanted plant with willow water, you're delivering both compounds simultaneously, giving the plant's root system the biochemical signal to accelerate development and repair right when it needs that signal most, rather than waiting for the plant's own internal hormone production to catch up under stress. Now let's build this, starting with the simplest version anyone can make this afternoon, using nothing but a tree branch and a container of water. Locate a willow tree, and if you don't have direct access to one, many nurseries, parks, or even neighbors with willow trees are happy to let you clip a few branches, since a small amount of pruning does no harm to a healthy, established tree. Select young, green, flexible branches rather than thick, woody, mature wood, since salicin and auxin concentrations are significantly higher in new growth than in old, hardened bark. Cut roughly a handful of these young branches into 1-inch pieces, stripping off any leaves first, since we want the bark and stem tissue specifically, not the foliage. You now have 2 extraction methods to choose from, and both work well depending on how much time you have. The cold soak method involves simply submerging your cut willow pieces in a container of room temperature water, using roughly 1 cup of packed willow pieces per quart of water, then letting the container sit undisturbed for 24 to 48 hours as the compounds slowly leach out into the water. The hot steep method works faster and involves placing your cut willow pieces into a heat-safe container, then pouring water that's just been boiled directly over them, similar to brewing a large batch of tea, and allowing this mixture to steep as it cools completely, then sitting for an additional 24 hours afterward for maximum extraction. Once your steeping time is complete, strain out all the solid willow pieces using a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth, and what remains is your willow water concentrate, typically a light amber or golden color depending on extraction time and willow species used. This concentrate can be used in several ways depending on your specific goal. For reviving a wilted, established plant showing drought or transplant stress, water the soil around the root zone with your willow water at full strength, or diluted lightly at roughly a 1-to-1 ratio with plain water if you're working with a particularly sensitive or small plant. repeating this once every 1 to 2 weeks rather than daily, since research on salicylic acid consistently shows a less is more dose response, where excessive, repeated application can actually suppress growth rather than support it. For propagating new cuttings, the master-level application, soak the bottom inch of your fresh plant cutting directly in willow water concentrate for several hours or overnight before planting it in soil or a rooting medium, allowing the cutting to absorb both the salicylic acid stress protection compounds and the auxin rooting stimulants before it ever touches soil, dramatically improving the odds that your cutting establishes roots successfully instead of simply rotting or drying out before root development begins. For transplant shock specifically, water new transplants with willow water immediately after planting, then again roughly 1 week later, giving the disturbed root system a hormonal push through the most vulnerable early establishment period when transplant losses are most common. One important note on shelf life, since this matters for actually getting results: willow water is not a make once and store forever solution. Active compounds begin breaking down within 1 to 2 weeks due to microbial activity in the liquid, so make smaller batches regularly rather than one large batch you intend to use over months, and store any unused portion in the refrigerator to extend usability slightly longer than leaving it at room temperature. Now for proof, because you shouldn't take any of this purely on narration alone. Take 2 cuttings from the same plant, propagating one in plain water and the other in willow water concentrate, keeping every other variable identical: same light, same container size, same starting cutting length, and simply observe and photograph root development every few days. Most people running this exact comparison see visible root initiation noticeably earlier in the willow water cutting, sometimes by several days, along with a denser, more branched root structure by the time both cuttings are compared side by side. For wilted, established plants, photograph your plant immediately before treatment, then again at 24 and 48 hours after watering with willow water, documenting leaf firmness and overall posture, and compare that recovery timeline against how the same plant has responded to plain water alone in the past. And underneath all of this sits the same truth this channel keeps circling back to, because it deserves saying one more time in the clearest possible terms. An ancient medicine that gave the entire world aspirin was hiding an equally powerful secret for plant recovery the whole time, sitting quietly inside ordinary tree branches, waiting for you to notice it instead of reaching for another overpriced bottle promising the exact same molecule in synthetic form. Every time you choose to extract what nature is already producing for free instead of purchasing an artificial substitute, you take back a small piece of the self-reliance modern convenience quietly convinced you that you didn't have. Go find a willow branch, start steeping, and tell us in the comments how your wilted plant responds within 48 hours. Because the next forgotten remedy hiding in plain sight goes back even further than aspirin, into a compound entire ancient medical systems were built around, and if you don't want that knowledge buried again, subscribe now before the algorithm decides you never needed to know it existed.